All right, y'all. This is another episode of Homer with Smooth. I'm Smooth. I got with me Varner, Jess Kenny. We got KJ, Ellie, Bree, and Esco. So I gathered them together today to kind of we're gonna do like our pre-election um, predictions first. So without interruptions, we're gonna go we're gonna go ladies first. So we're gonna go Ellie, Bree, then Esco, then Kenny, then Varner, then KJ. Just in that order to say like what who do you think is gonna win? Just flat out, who do you think is gonna win and why? No interruptions, no backlash, whatever. Like just flat out, just say what you just think, just raw. Like who do you think is gonna win tomorrow?
I don't know. It's unclear.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a party, but it is very unclear. I don't know what the outcome would be. So, I mean, last election we thought it would be one party, but it came out to be another. So it's like surprise is surprise. So that's where I stand.
Okay. Bree?
Same. Don't really know. Um, it's really up in the air, honestly. So that's just how I feel about it.
All right. Esco.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think Trump gonna win tomorrow. Trump might win this thing out for a second term. Y'all keep forgetting this man. First of all, he won the first election by tapping into Middle America. Now he only tapped into them, but then he got the racist Democrats that was riding with him now, and then he still got the regular racist people that was riding with him. Then you got people who really don't like Trump, but it would be in their best interest to vote for him. That man gonna pull out another victory, I think.
Okay. Kenny?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like just piggyback off Esco, close my feelings also. I mean, it's gonna be a close race, but honestly, truthfully, I think Trump is gonna win. The reason why, I mean, we in America, this is a capitalist, they say country, but we're really a corporation. Even though he's an asshole, look at your 401ks. Everybody that's making money is making money, and the stocks are up higher than the last terms. So at the end of the day, people that like making money gonna end up voting for him. So I think he's gonna kind of like pull it off. That's where I stand.
Okay. Barney?
First of all, ain't no R at the end of my name, so I don't know how you got Varner.
Hey, listen, my bad.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But I think Biden go pull it off, man. I do have to respect what the gentleman before me said, but I just feel like a lot of people feel like it's time for something quote unquote new that's not new. So I think we will have a new president. I just don't think that Trump is going to relinquish that office. I think it will be a fight to get him up out of there if he loses.
Okay. KJ?
Shit. I honestly think Trump is gonna win, and I think he's not gonna win because he actually won. I think he's honestly about to cheat this election. I feel like Varney said, if I'm pronouncing that right, my apologies, brother. But like V said, like people want Biden because they want to change. But then like everyone else, besides Ellie said before me, we live in a capitalistic society. And then to piggyback off what Esco said, like there's a lot of racist people out here. And I feel like, and I saw a quote the other day, and I'll be brief, where someone said that Trump supporters are miserable, but as long as they know that there's a group of people who are more miserable than them, then they don't mind suffering. It's as long as they're not at the bottom of the suffering. And so for them, what's another 4 years to be able to openly say, hey, I'm racist without saying I'm racist, and to be able to get away with the bullshit that they've been pulling the last 4 years.
Okay. I will say for me, because for last election, like even though like all these polls was coming out and they were saying like, yo, Hillary's gonna win. Like I was looking at the polls and I'm like, it's just not possible because I don't know who you're polling. Like nobody is enthusiastic to vote for Hillary. Like everybody pretty much didn't like her off the rip. So she had an L before Trump got the easiest presidency that any president had ever got. Like he didn't have to run again. He wasn't running against her. He was just literally the other option. Like it was a gimme. It was a freebie. So that's what I felt that one. But this one, I honestly feel like a lot of people like they had to swallow their like they had to do some like interior checking, on their values. And I feel like some people are gonna show up and they're gonna vote whatever it is. Like there's gonna be more people voting. Like there's already been more people pre-voting than ever before. And so with that, I feel like Biden's gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be like a landslide or anything. And I think it's gonna get drawn out. And I think it's gonna end up having to play out possibly in the Supreme Court. I hope to God not, because that's gonna be a fiasco in and of itself. On what they decide, because there's a lot of states counting ballots after the fact, but that's always been a case. That they say the president is counted or whatever, like elected on election night, but he's not. Like you really don't know the final result of the election until like later on in the week. That's always been a thing. Yeah. With that said, I guess we could talk about like more openly, like what have y'all seen and felt during this election?
Well, I say during the election.
Yeah, during this
process. Honestly, it's a replay from when he first ran. What did he do? He started chaos, confusion, and divide the country. He's like he's like Houdini, like a smokescreen. He's good at being in the media, but not actually in the. Yeah, I guess somebody interrupted me. I'm doing my speech, please. We'll have to leave. Yeah, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. But yeah. So basically, throwing smoke screens and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I lost my train of thought now.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
You were talking about him filling in the position, but not really being like the right fit for it. But I got what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was following what he was saying. And to pick up kind of what he was saying, it's like it started with, to me, I'm a piggyback. I do agree with Kenny. It does start with like mass confusion, because at first it was just like, we know Obama's not coming back. He won. And it was like this big cluster. And then when everything came out the wash and he won the nominee that nobody thought he would win, look at how he won it. He insulted people left and right. He pretended to say, all right, I'm going to take on big business in Washington, and I'm going to lower your taxes, and I'm going to knock off Obamacare and repeal this and repeal that. And so at that point, he had already won the base of people who want, like you said, are care about money. They care about their 401ks. If you're making above, I think the threshold is either 200,000 or some shit, or 300,000.
Yeah, it's like 400K really. Like,
yeah, if you're making above that threshold, combined household income or even whatever, he's talking about getting more money in your pocket. So boom, he's already won that base. Then when that speech got tired because people kept attacking, like, well, what are you going to do? What is your plan? Then it became build the wall. We're going to get rid of all the Muslim terrorists. We're going to ban these countries. We're going to stop these immigrants from stop these Hispanic immigrants from coming over and raping your children, and we're gonna cut down on crime. I'm gonna be tough on crime. And all of that was really dog whistle for what we've seen him do during his presidency with the protest and, you know, attacking peaceful protesters, you know, refusing to denounce white supremacy. You know, there are good people on both sides. And when it comes to when it came to Charlottesville and that whole racial incident there, then you have unrest in all these other cities follow behind the police brutality of the numerous black people that are black men and women who are killed at the hands of cops, unarmed black men and women, I should say. And then, so in that instance, he already won over, like you said, the backwater people who couldn't relate to Mitt Romney, who ran in 2012 against Obama. And it's like, all right, well, he's talking my values because I don't want, you know, I don't want those niggers in my community. Or yeah, we need to get rid of those spics, or we need to kick those wetbacks back over the wall. And he built up that row from backwater, what I call backwater hick America, your Alabamas, your Kentuckys, your, you know, rural Texas areas. And those people turned out in record numbers to vote for him, despite being, you know, highly uneducated, you know, those Bible Belt states, to where they really were voting against their own interests, but they were voting more so on their race versus voting for their, you know, their best health interest in the long run. And then moving forward with the election, then after that, he started to go after the sort of progressive, not the more conservative Democrats, and, you know, began to attack older policies that were put on the books when Democrats were in office. And then obviously, as you saw, it was really a clean sweep. And he's doing the same thing again. But the only problem is that the first time he ran, he was a celebrity. So nobody could attack his record. You know, he had nothing to attack. It was just, oh, you failed in business. And then everybody's like, well, everybody fails in business. So what? What's your point? But now with him being an actual politician for 4 years, there's something for people to attack. But he always finds a way to divert it back to, oh, well, the president before, we changed this, or Obama didn't do that, or look at what Biden did, or Sleepy Joe, and still throwing those insults.
Yeah, he's a master of deflection. Like even that last debate, like he answered none of the questions. I watched it in entirety, and I was shocked. I'm like, how'd y'all let him get away with not answering a single question? He deflected the entire time. Like I've never seen someone deflect so good. Like it was a masterclass, honestly. Like if you want to learn how to deflect and like manipulate a room, hey, that's your guy. That's your guy. Like if you're not paying attention and you were just watching, yo, he put on a show.
I personally don't think he's a master deflector. I just think we're a nation of people who our concentration is just at an all-time low. You know, it's like we the ADHD world now. Like our concentration is so low that he doesn't even have to deflect. He can be himself. He can say whatever he wants to say because how quickly we forget. And that's just the law of the land, how we live right now, man. It's sad, actually.
I do agree. I do agree. It's mad sad. It's mad sad. So to divert to some less serious things real quick, and then we'll get back on the serious train. So do y'all think the first lady really got a body double? Like he really out there faking PDA with his own wife?
Of course.
Yeah, that shit possible. I think so. Yeah. I mean, it could be for multiple reasons, you know, not just, she could be sick and it could be like some type of security thing that she can't be not being around, especially during the time of his election, because it makes him look weak. So, I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, hell, the president got a double just for security protocol. So why not, his wife?
I mean, I feel that. I really do.
Have you not seen the pictures out there?
Oh,
you can tell.
Oh, I have. I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point. Like, it looks crazy. It looks mad crazy, and like her whole body language is different. Like I've never seen somebody 360 so fast. Like her whole time she'd been in office, she'd pretty much been brushing this guy off. Like I've never seen a woman look more disinterested in her man. what is supposed to be her husband. I've never seen more disinterest.
Well, I think that's another I guess mind fuck for Americans because they were not in a happy relationship in the beginning. But America's status quo, you have to be married because that's supposed to be an American dream. You see what I'm saying? And the first thing, let's say he would have became president and it was just Trump. The whole focus would be on, okay, this man is a gigolo. He don't have a woman. What's this side of him? I don't trust him. You know, so I mean, you can't go off like you saying you never see somebody as unhappy. That's supposed to be your husband. You understand? It's part of the game. If you really believe their marriage is 100% happy, you believe what every politician, what comes out their mouth. You're falling for that trap. You feel me?
I mean, again, I feel that, but like, you can go back. I mean, like, Hillary got blatantly cheated on, like publicly outed, and I don't remember her looking even as bad as the first Melania was looking. Like she looked like, I don't want to even be here. Like, I don't want you to touch me. I want to go back to New York and be in my high rise. Like, I felt like her whole lifestyle got like downgraded in a way, and she just went with it. I mean, they didn't even move initially. They didn't even join them initially. Like, he had to get her to move.
No, yeah, I remember all that. She didn't want, I mean, honestly, nobody expect Trump to win. You know what I'm saying? He won, shocked the whole world.
She didn't
even
expect
his whole
him to
party,
win.
right? So when it happened, she in her head like, what the fuck is going on? You know, she living her nice, rich life with her kid. Now she's about to be the face. Everybody know Trump is an asshole. You know what I'm saying? He got smarts because he's a billionaire. He's a corporate man. But him running the country, no, he's not for that. And like I said, he doesn't fit American standards because he's Eric Cartman. He says whatever the fuck he want to say and do what he want to do. Or he'll throw a tantrum or a brat. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, good comparison. Yeah, Cartman, that's a good.
Eric Cartman, like that's funny.
And then he's always doing something new, like KJ said, for us to just forget about it because now we're so focused on what he's currently doing than what he just did like a few hours ago or whatever, you know.
It's always a distraction. It's always like, if you ever look and you pay attention to the trends, there's always something stupid that happens right before he passes major legislation. And that's been his
part of his plan, probably. That's his strategy.
No, absolutely. And then I mean, as far as the stunt double, I mean, let's keep it 100, man. That marriage was an arranged marriage. Like, he probably paid for her. Like, she signed up to come over here to be $1 million prostitute and just to be his wife. And that's it. She didn't sign up to be the face of a whole entire country. He didn't expect to win. She damn sure didn't expect him to win. And I mean, it shows. If you look at every other couple, it doesn't even have to be the president or even the vice president. Just look at like couples in general, how they act in public when they're with their spouses. You see the genuine love and affection of 10, 15, 20-year marriages, and you just see them, and it's just like, ew. But they had no plan from the beginning. They don't have a plan now. Like, their whole game plan has just been, we're going to learn as we go, and then we're just going to insult people that don't agree with us.
Right.
Fake it till you make it.
Facts. Man, I'm just really curious how he became like the poster child for like Christian marriage and all this other stuff. I'm like, this man been married like 3 times. Like, and they were like all arranged.
I don't think you think he's the poster man of Christian marriage? Seriously?
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm talking about to his base he is. Like, I was talking to somebody online, like, and he was like, oh, he's such a good Christian man and all this other stuff. And I said, huh? I'm like, since when?
Honestly,
marriage,
if somebody say the first
marriage.
word describing somebody they're a good Christian, anything, you should have your ears like open, like, okay, anything after that is gonna be kind of bullshit because they stuck and they lost. So you shouldn't even take them seriously.
Man, the person you was talking to that said he a good Christian man, I'm sorry, but he's smoking dick. I'm sorry. It's no other way around it. Like, I mean, at this point, like his supporters and his followers are delusional, and they're probably need to be checked for some sort of mental disorder. Like every once Trump won, for me, just speaking for myself, I try to understand where Trump supporters come from. Like I try to like, you know what? Let me sit back, let me ask, and I'd be emotional about it. Ask, why did you vote for Trump? You know, and the answer was always the same, you know, bullshit rhetoric that he spits on Fox News. And then it's like you start challenging them and start asking questions, and then they do the same shit he does. They get mad. Some people insult you, or they dog whistle racism you online, or they give you a roundabout answer. And then it's like you try, you know, at first, you know, you try to change them, and then at some point you're like, you know what, bro, fuck it, you win, you got it. Like, because there's no changing them. There's no getting into their delusion. They're in this bubble, and sometimes it's fueled by capitalism, and other times it's fueled by racism.
Facts, hard facts. Because for some reason, like that person, like they kept like pulling up like different black people that agree with him, like, and they just kept throwing them up there, and I'm like, why are you throwing me these links? Like they don't even represent the group that I'm in. Like you only like them because they're saying what you agree with. Like if they didn't say what you agree with, you do not like them. You do not associate with them. You do not follow their community. You're not a part of their group. You don't care. So why you throwing me these links? Like how you gonna even argue with me that they're a part of the community? Like they've been on the outside. They have nothing to lose by being with Trump. That's just how I felt about those. Because he was like, he put up a link of, let me think, it was like the Hodge twins, these pastors that came up and supported them. He threw up the Lil Wayne link. He threw up, who else was it? Candace Owens. Like, I'm trying to think of all the black people that be supporting Trump, because it's a short list. He threw up what's his name?
Can I say something?
Daniel Cameron too. Like, I'm like, bruh, we definitely don't like Daniel Cameron. Like, we don't give a fuck about dude.
Can I say something that might be funny?
Yeah, go ahead.
When y'all keep saying, I think I remember some chat like that. The person kept putting up all the links to different African Americans supporting Trump. But y'all do know before he was president, he was loved by all communities because he used to be like in WWF wrestling. He used to be in movies. You know what I'm saying? It was never a problem. Then nobody ever cared about Trump. I mean, he was on the Internship, whatever that show. People was like, oh, he was crazy. If you look at it, his personality on that show is the same as it is now as president. They found the niche for him to run, which is to divide the country, and everybody jumps down his throat. Which I'm a victim, but we're not looking at the people that the actual evil people that made that plan to divide the country. I think we're looking at the wrong thing. Like we're looking at he is the president, but he's not really making all these decisions. He don't have the capacity to even know how to come up with some type of bill. He got some millionaires in his ear or billionaires in his ear. He cutting deals behind in the back.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I completely agree with you. Completely.
Nah, facts. He's a puppet. I agree. I would agree with that.
No, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. Let me think. What was next? Let's see. Okay, so another less serious topic. So did y'all hear about Trump stranding his supporters up there in, what was that, Wisconsin? It was like negative. It was like negative. It was either 12 degrees or negative 12 degrees. Like Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska. Yeah, y'all hear about that?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, I didn't hear that. It sounds funny though. You got a story about it?
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm like, what?
Okay, so yeah, so I'll fill you in right quick. I'll fill you in right quick on what happened. So he had a rally, right? Had his plane land out in, I don't know where this was in Nebraska, but he had a field clearing where they could land the plane, or basically it was like the airfield or whatever it was. So
Yeah,
the
it was an
plane's
open
in the
airfield.
background. Huh?
It was an open airfield, bro.
Yeah, open airfield. Okay. So it did look like that. I couldn't confirm it because there was too many people, like in the video I seen. So the plane, open airfield, the plane's on the runway, it's still on, or whatever, and he had the Trump rally in front of the plane, right, in front of the plane, safe distance, whatever. So they have the rally, and some of these people parked miles away, like 4 or 5 miles away, and there was a bus that was picking them up, bringing them there. Picking them up, bringing them there, like golf carts, whatever. It was picking them up, bringing them there, picking them up, bringing them there. Everything's good, right? Rally's over. Trump leaves like almost immediately because he was already complaining about the cold at the start. Leaves immediately, gets on the plane takes off, boom, bye. All that's left is the organizers on the ground, and all they doing is packing stuff up. All these people were like, hey, how do I get back to my car? Right? So they didn't have any other option but to walk. Mind you, it's like 9-10 p.m. in Nebraska. It was already 37 degrees or whatever. And then with wind chill, I think it was 12. I think it ended up being 12. And so a bunch of people getting hypothermia. And they got hospitalized.
What do you want the man to do? Like drop everybody off? Like some things I can agree with, what's being said, but some things is like we all like far-fetched. Like what do you want the man to do? My time is over.
Were they
I'm the president. I'm on the plane. I'm gone. What do you want me to do? Clean up? Help clean up? Like, what do you want me to do?
No, I definitely agree with you. Like he is still the president of the United States' protocol. And that's part of the media smokescreen that Americans, any headlines we jump on.
Right.
And how the fuck did I even make news?
So listen. The thing is, like, it's still he's still the head of his own campaign or whatever, his campaign or whatever. It still falls to him. At the end of the day, it still falls to him. So the problem was, why did your people that you got to organize this not have a plan to get these people back? You had the buses and all that, but you only rented them till 9 p.m. or what, 8:30, and then you just left them out here?
Because he does not give a fuck about anyone but Donald J. Trump. And
you can't say that just because the man left. My thing is over. I'm not about to drop all y'all back off. Y'all knew where y'all was coming to. We have to look at it like this. At some point, we all are adults, man. If somebody pick me up and say, well, we're going a mile here, it's my job to say, how am I getting back? It's not somebody else's job to bring me back every time. Like, let's not get on a thing where everything he does is wrong. I can't say what he does right, but I can't say everything somebody does is wrong. And now we blaming the man for not dropping some people who came to a campaign off. That's far-fetched, bro. I'm far-fetched.
So
wait, wait. But what was the protocol? If it was told that we're picking you up and dropping you off, no, fuck that. No, I'm expecting for you to drop me off. If it was said for you to pick me up and drop me off. Now, if we don't know that part, okay, I get it. But 9 times out of 10, when do you really go somewhere where they pick you up and they don't drop your ass off, especially for something like this?
So I'm reading the Washington Post article before I argue my point. And so the article says, and I'll be brief, by the time President Trump finished speaking to thousands of supporters at Omaha's Eppley Airfield on Tuesday, October 28th, and jetted away on Air Force One, the temperature had plunged to nearly freezing below freezing temperatures. But as long lines of MAGA-clad attendees queued up for buses to take them to distant parking lots, it quickly became clear that something was wrong. The buses, the huge crowd soon learned, couldn't navigate the jammed airport roads. For hours, attendees, including many elderly Trump supporters, stood in the cold as police scrambled to help those most at risk get to warmth, and some were taken to hospitals. After spending about an hour walking the 3+ miles back to his car, one Trump supporter posted a tweet calling the situation disheartening and asking for an explanation from the Trump campaign. So again, it goes to my point. There was a way for them to get back, but the shit was fucked up. But if we follow, not even going to V's point, if we follow COVID protocol, y'all motherfuckers wasn't even supposed to be out there to begin with. So personally, fuck it. You all could all freeze to death for being stupid. Personally, because I don't give a fuck who's running for president or who out there. If it's below freezing, my ass is in the house. So I don't feel no sympathy for you freezing your ass off supporting a known racist. You could die for all I care, if I'm being blunt. And I hate to say that. But in the human nature, let me pull back the human and the empathy card. But the human and empathy card in me, if my grandparents were attending a rally or something of some sort, there should have been plans to escort these people back quicker. But to V's point, it really ain't on him because it's on you. Like, if I get all the way the hell out here in the middle of this damn airfield, how the hell am I getting back?
Yeah.
Man, you gotta look at all the traffic involved. We all gotta be logic. I don't know where y'all from, but I done been to a Bears game. Like, after that game, there is no cars or buses that can go a certain way. Like, you're gonna have to walk. Like, and if you go, especially where there's a president at, where they're gonna block so many streets off, like, we all done seen Lakeshore Drive in Chicago when the president Obama used to come home. That shit was blocked off. Like, there is no buses coming. You're gonna have to walk. So in a situation like that, where it's this many people, we're at this huge event, you're gonna have to do some walking, man. There is no drop everybody off, pick everybody up. Like, I can't even argue with that point and say, oh, he's bad because his campaign did this or that. Like, it's a campaign. Like, if you come to my campaign, you're gonna have to make some do, man. You're gonna have to make some concessions, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it depends on how you look at it. Like, yeah, you could say that these people are stupid, but I mean, in a case of an election and you trying to gain some kind of points, or maybe not, it's nothing to say, look, yo, I apologize, or, we're sorry that it went the way that it went. A simple apology probably would have went a long way and would have honestly helped his case for people to say, oh, he's a man of empathy. He finally owned up to his mistakes, but we know he's not like that. And then on obviously the other hand is like, yeah, it's really, really not his responsibility. And to carry a further point, it's kind of like with everything else that's played out in his presidency, and people are like, oh, Trump should be in jail for not paying taxes, or Trump should be here for not doing this. And the thing that I always tell people is like, I don't agree with it. Is it morally wrong? Yes, it's morally incorrect. It's fucking flagrant, but is it legally wrong? And for most of the things that we found about him, he's exploited loopholes that were put on the books by other racist white people.
Well, I don't want to say racist. I just feel that, I mean, the education information is in the book. You can't really hate or dislike a person who actually took the time and perfected their craft. He's a businessman. We all know that. So I can't say racist. I just think when he did that, I'm not gonna lie, when his taxes released, the first thing I said, I like, shit, fuck. I need to find out what his accountant did. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person said that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people said that. Like, damn, what the fuck did they do? Because what he did was actually legal. We frown upon it because we don't know shit about it. And honestly, that's I don't want to say ignorance. That's the laziness in us.
Agreed.
Yeah. I can't fault him for playing the game. I can't fault him for playing the game. Like, if you play the game and you end up 300, you know what I'm saying, or you end up saving, in this case, millions of dollars, I can't fault him for that. But to respond to Barney, like, I'm not saying that it's Trump's fault. Like, I'm not saying that it's his fault. I'm saying that his campaign, the campaign organizers, lack the wherewithal, because I've helped organize a couple of events before. The wherewithal to go, hey, what happens if this? Like, you should have that. If you're not making contingency plans, like, they could have had like heaters available. You know what I'm saying? Staging areas. They could have had it in a process. So then they had an organized way of getting all these people back. Okay, what happens if more people show up than we expect? Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what the overflow looks like. This is how we're gonna organize this. But if you don't plan correctly, you're gonna end up with situations like this. And that's really all I'm saying by bringing this topic up. There was no plan. There was no plan for the people, for people to suffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they had to suffer, like, what would that look like? You know what I'm saying? Okay, we need to do this to prevent human suffering.
I think we need to go ahead and just jump to that next topic.
Oh,
because
yeah,
honestly, yeah, this is this like when the people was complaining when Obama didn't wear a damn tie or a suit jacket. And I think this is another smoke screen that the media twisted through a headline, and we're missing the big picture. You know what I'm saying? We going down this damn rabbit hole. At the end of the day, the motherfuckers knew the weather. They knew the possibility. Like my cousin said, everybody, I've been to a Bears game. You know it's chaos, traffic, hell. If you want to Uber, you got to walk 4 blocks for an Uber.
Right.
So come on. This next subject, man.
I was closing, my guy. I was closing. That's it. That was a closing statement, my guy. That was a closing statement. I was already ready to move on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a closing. That was a closing statement. That was my closing arguments, and then I was like, gonna move on. With these boat and car rallies, I don't know. Can y'all see the whatchamacallit? What is that? The links in the chat? Or yes, no? Can everyone see all the links, or can y'all only see
I
some?
can see the links, but I'm on my
And
phone.
let me see.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So I played it earlier. I shared my screen and played it earlier for everybody. If y'all want to see it again, just let me know. But basically, we had a situation. Basically, KJ, I'm gonna let you take it away because this is your thing. You've seen it more than I have. I only watched it that once.
Wait, whoa. What's
And
the
we're
topic?
talking
I thought
about,
we were going on another topic.
we're talking about the car route, them barricading in the Biden car.
I posted the link.
Yeah,
I posted the link in the chat for everybody. But to give a quick synopsis, first from what I've seen personally, I only go off what I've seen. Last, I want to say it was, I can post the article. No need to guess. This don't got a date on it.
Let me see.
Yes, it do. Monday. Oh, last Friday. A Trump train, as it's been called, surrounded a bus carrying Joe Biden and Kamala Harris staffers, headed to an event from San Antonio to Austin, Texas. And it basically surrounded the bus, insinuating that it was going to run them off the road. Trump saw the video and basically celebrated it by saying, "I love Texas." The link is in the chat for if y'all want to read up on it. But then this past weekend, I guess that Friday event kicked off a weekend of several states hosting Trump trains where people carrying huge Trump flags and different, the Blue Lives Matter flag, which is the American flag with the thick blue line going through it, and intentionally blocking traffic and celebrating Trump. And basically, if cars or people tried to impede into that, they ran those cars off the road. Or one protester in Richmond, Virginia got shot. I personally witnessed it here in Maryland, between College Park and Silver Spring, where it was just a long line of cars and like they had kids hanging out the window, Trump 2020, MAGA forever. You get the gist of the chants. And most people are saying that this is just another form of voter intimidation. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, because I seen a video where they pulled up in I want to say it was New Jersey at a voting station or whatever, and basically like they made them turn around. They made them turn
Fort
around.
Worth. That was in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Okay, excuse me. Fort Worth. Okay, there's too many videos. So in Fort Worth, they made them turn around. They were like, "Nah, don't even come through here." Like, because they was outside of a voting station, I believe. It was outside
polling place.
Yeah, outside of a polling place. So they couldn't. They was basically trying to like cut these people off and like intimidate them to not vote. But they managed to gather together and they told them, "Nah, you're not coming through here. Like y'all got to go somewhere else." And they had a police escort, so the police escorted them, turned all the way around, and they left. Yeah. Okay. I thought he had something to say. But yeah. I know in San Diego they just had a boat rally or whatever, but I don't feel like. I feel like they doing that to intimidate, but I don't think we should. I don't think you should let that deter you from going to vote. Like whatever you got to do, just go and vote. Like they're not. They are crazy, but I haven't seen it to where they're actually gonna actually push that issue and actually harm you if you actually like stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically like schoolyard bullies. They looking for where they can take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Who they can take advantage of. Like if you show weakness, like they gonna come on you. They gonna pounce on you. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you stand in your ground and you know what I'm saying, you look like you got some backbone, they're not gonna hurt you.
So do y'all really think, like, because I seen some videos too, y'all really think this happening on like actually like big cities or like little small hick towns when they can actually do that? Because I'm a native of Chicago. Mm-hmm. Trump don't even come here to rally at all. That's why everybody knew in Chicago, what's the name? Jesse Smollett, when he lied about that mega hat when he got beat up. Everybody knew that was a lie because that's not happening in the city of Chicago. People don't wear it. You can't because it's Chicago and it's so diverse. So these people, I guess, so-called being intimidated to go vote. I mean, you think this is another media play, or you think it might be happening only in towns that really it's not going to matter? Their votes, I ain't gonna say their vote don't count, but it's not going to make a big difference. It's not going to matter if it gets, even. It's not even going to get down to their county. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think it does. I think so. Okay. To extrapolate your points that you made. So does their votes matter? Like as far as like a county and state level? Yeah, it might, you know what I'm saying? Or like a House of Representatives seat or something like that, or Senate seat. Like it might come down to those few votes. It might. Now, is this a tactic of the media? Yes and no. Because you won't hear about it in some areas. You know what I'm saying? And certain things they don't cover as well as they should. Like for example, you'll see the you know what I'm saying, you won't really see the militia people as much, you know what I'm saying, the different militia groups that are formed, you won't really see them as much and you won't get them covered as much. However, if it's BLM outside, they're gonna cover it if they even look slightly violent, if they even have a hint of a riot. Like, so just to I'm gonna kind of segue and transition there. Like, so like the Philly protest, for instance, like they were happening in North Philadelphia. They showed a Walmart that was getting looted that was 10 miles away. Like, I'm like, that has nothing to do with the protest at all. It's not even in Philly. It's not even in North Philly. That's a whole nother city, technically, or town, if you want to, whatever it is up there. Like, I don't know exactly what it is, but when I seen where it was, I'm like, how'd y'all even correlate the two? So yeah, I think the media does drive some of this I guess, panic and fear train for views and clicks.
Well, you know, the old adage in media goes, if it bleeds, it leads. So
Facts.
there's that.
Facts. So if y'all, so how do y'all feel about like the Nigeria like SARS thing? Like, cause that's been pretty big for a while now. Like, I haven't been able to, like, I haven't seen anything for 2 weeks, like where I could escape it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're on social media, like you're seeing it, you're gonna see it. You know. So what do y'all feel about it? Do you know about it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's your education level on this topic? You know, so then I know where I can, if I have to bring you up to speed, I will. But just let me know. Like, so do you know about what's going on with SARS in Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, I think shit, like everybody, that shit is sad. You know, Africa is bleeding, and you know the people are, you know, they getting hurt. Like seriously, they don't have the government and the laws. Even though our stuff is not perfect, it's horrible, especially towards African Americans and the brown people. But it's much better than what's going on over there. And I mean, the shit is sad. I mean, it shows. It kind of reminds me of that movie. What was it called? Rwanda or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. But it just shows. I mean, I really don't know, man. It's just fucked up over there in Nigeria, but it's fucked up here in America also. So I mean, everybody. I mean, I don't like their laws, but we really can't control it. I mean, if it was possible, I'm pretty sure we all would do something about it. But I think that shit is super sad. I mean, that's all I can really say about it.
Yeah. What about the rest of y'all? Any comments?
I agree with
I don't know too much about it to actually comment, so I just hold my own till I know enough.
Yeah, I haven't done much reading on it either.
Ellie, were you about to say something or no?
I was just saying I agree with Kenny.
Yeah. So to catch people kind of up to speed a bit, because I've done some reading on this. So basically, so the SARS, I forgot what the acronym is. I'm gonna get that in a second. So it's a basically a secret like counter. It's supposed to be a counter drug enforcement type of deal, but they are the most corrupt like arm of policing that's like ever existed in Nigeria, and they continuously came back because there was in SARS. Like honestly, if you go through Twitter and you go through like news articles or whatever, it's been an in SARS since like 07, since 2007. So they had SARS, they started it, it became corrupt immediately, and basically they were doing extrajudicial killings. And when I say extrajudicial, I'm talking about like you're protesting us? All right, cool. They walking out in the middle of the street and they basically like just gunning you down. It looks like that scene out of the only thing I've seen equivalent to this is the scene in like Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty. And you basically just walk into an airport and you just gunning people down. Like literally that's what they're doing. Like, okay, you're protesting, great. And they just start spraying. They just start spraying into the crowd. Like we're complaining about tear gas and rubber bullets and all that. These folks is getting hit with like the full like what is it a 522 millimeter round? Like they getting
AK-47.
Yeah, they getting hit with actual rounds. Like one guy, this video was so disturbing and so disheartening. Like they hung him up over a fire, and then they stuck these heavy wooden blocks on top of him, like to kind of like push his head down towards it. Like, so they had this log and they had it like pushing his face down towards the fire or whatever. And basically he had to use all his strength to keep his face out of the fire or whatever, and they had him like hog tied up above the fire. And I don't know what they wanted from him. Special anti-robbery squad. Thank you very much, Bree. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So that's what SAR stands for, Special Anti-Robbery Squad. And like that's just one of the things. And they don't discriminate. Men, women, children, whatever. Like they're just killing you. They'll come to your house, just snatch you off the street. You know, like you're not probably finna make it to court. You know, you're just gonna die. Like they are gonna torture you, kill you, and you're gonna die. They will come in and rob you, take your stuff. You know, you name it, they've done it. Like they're just basically a gang that's paid by the government. And every time they start up, the government ends up having to shut them down. But then they always end up existing in some other capacity. It's not like they're not firing these officers. They're not getting them off the street. They just disseminate them into the regular police department. And then when it's time to come back, they reconvene. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like they doing Avengers Assemble. You know what I'm saying? They signing the bat symbol. Hey, it's SARS time, baby. Like let's go kill these people. Let's go get their stuff. You know, I haven't seen like an in-depth analysis to where is the government using them to crush like people that are against them. Like I don't know the exact like specifics like that, but all I know is this is disheartening and it's very wrong. And I didn't want to like do another episode and not like cover the topic because like it's really fucking wrong. And I guess with that, like for us to like sit here and be like complaining about like protesting or whatever, like they over there protesting and it's gonna cost you your life. Like it's not even gonna cost us our life. You know what I'm saying? It might cost you like an hour or two. You know what I'm saying? And people can't even muster the hour or two for something that you believe in. Like what how much do you really believe in it? You know what I'm saying? How much do you really want that change? Like, that's just how I feel about it. But with that said, I guess to go back into our voting topic. So I recently voted in California, and it was like the easiest voting experience I ever had. I went in person and was able to get in, get out under 15 minutes. So have y'all voted yet? And how was your voting experience?
I voted. This is Bree. I voted last Thursday. My wait wasn't as long as everybody else's. That's because I went to the polls at like 6:40. Next to me, they were closed at 7. They were closing at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I was only in line for like 30 minutes, which is a shorter time than a lot of people were waiting. A lot of people waited for like hours and hours and hours. But it was pretty fast, pretty efficient, and it wasn't really a hassle.
Okay. Anybody else? Everybody else?
I ain't vote yet. I'm gonna vote in the morning, but my polling place is literally directly across the street from my house, so I can be the first one there if I want to be. But yeah, so I'm gonna see what's up. Like I'm gonna be up in the morning, so I know they open at 6:00. So I usually be up at like 5:30 anyway. So by the time I see the first person line up, I'll just walk across the street and whatever I got on, vote, and walk back home.
Okay.
I voted by mail.
How do you feel?
How do you feel about? Yeah, I was just about to say, how do you feel about that? I mean, considering all the controversy that's been going around with that. I mean, especially after the last presidential election with Russia hacking into systems. How do you feel confident enough to send your vote in by paper through mail?
Oh, I
people's
mailed it from.
Amazon mess. Like, I'm just saying, like, people's Amazon packages get lost in the mail, and you just put your vote in through the mail.
Oh, I mailed my ballot from a white neighborhood.
That's smart. That's smart, bro.
I voted by mail too, but I delivered mine directly to the post office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I walked in there with the rest of the MAGA Trump supporters, and as soon as they drop their ballot, I'll drop mine in. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah. But I got my we received your ballot email from the State Board of Elections, so you know they just have to count it, but they received it, so that's all that matters.
Okay.
So I guess it worked.
Yeah, because there is a way to track that, because I did see in the news that like they were setting those ballot boxes on fire.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. But you know, like KJ said, they do send you notifications once they receive it, so you know that it was a fact. It was counted.
Yeah, I did the early voting thing. I went to the polls. So when I went, actually, it was only like 2 other people in there. So my experience was easy in and out. And I mean, it was good, but it was kind of sad because like it's in the middle of a poverty Black neighborhood, and like you don't see these people voting. So it was mixed feelings for me when I did it, but I did get it done.
Right. And again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, a previous episode, I'm gonna say it again. Like, if you still got a mail-in ballot and you thinking about mailing that in, don't even do it. Like, go drop it off. Go drop it off in person, or just go vote in person, because it's not gonna make it. It's Monday. Like, ain't no mail making it to wherever you're trying to get it to tomorrow. Like, it's not possible. Okay.
It has to be post-dated.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it has to be post-dated, but then we still have the Supreme Court that's still like up in the air on like, are these votes going to count or not? They haven't heard the case. Like, so, and now with the conservative majority being 5-4, you're going to have to flip one of them justices to say, oh, okay, we're going to make this, especially if it's where, you know what I'm saying, Trump lost, you know what I'm saying? Okay, like, let's see if we can get some of them votes discounted, you know what I'm saying, to get me to win. Like, if he wins, you ain't going to hear nothing about it. The case going to get dropped or whatever. But if he loses, you know what I'm saying, that's just going to be another straw that he draws at. That's what I feel.
Well, he's already, as of yesterday, he's already deployed lawyers in battleground or swing states, so to count votes. So, I mean, all this like U.S. mail and defunding the post office and all this other shit, claiming that mail-in ballots are unreliable and people cheat and all this other shit he's been trying. Like, he's setting, and I think this is what I went to in the beginning, he's setting this up for himself to cheat. And he already has the Supreme Court, which is why he rushed to put in Amy Coney Barrett. And then, of course, a lot of the swing states are, Republican ran. Like, you think Texas, you think Florida. And they themselves are even putting in measures to aid in voter suppression. Texas just tried to, in Houston, they just tried to, the Republicans just tried to strike down drive-through voting, and the judge said it was unconstitutional for them to do so because of the COVID pandemic. In Florida, like you said, they set up the fake boxes. I'm sure they think they did it in California too as well.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Not even to get on like voting as a heavy topic, but if our vote doesn't matter so much, then why are people trying so hard to take it away from us? You can say what you want about, the Electoral College and the popular vote and all this and all that. But if our vote really didn't truly matter, they wouldn't damn near waste billions of dollars trying to cheat it out of us.
Facts.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't never seen nobody spend money on something that don't matter. Like aggressively, like campaign for something that doesn't matter. Like if you're not concerned about that, you're not gonna even pay attention to it. Like, oh, it don't matter. Like, you just gonna shove it to the side. Like kind of like how like Democrats shoved like Ice Cube to the side when he was trying to talk to them. Like, They just shoved it to the side. They're like, no, it's not gonna really affect anything. We're not gonna gain anything from this. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna just keep to our game plan and we're gonna see you after the fact, you know, which is wrong. You know, they should have definitely heard him out. Trump gone ahead and heard him out, heard him out or whatever. But I think to say the sole ownership of the platinum plan was like, oh, like Ice Cube, like that was kind of like effed up. How that ended up just being like thrown on him, like it wasn't his deal. Like they already had it. They just came like trying to get some tweaks, you know, from his thing, and they just added a couple things, but the language stayed so vague that it really doesn't do anything for Black people or anybody for that matter. The language is too vague.
Well, I was going to go back to the mail-in ballots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not necessarily that there is a possibility it gets lost in the mail, but they do count because how do you think the military and the people overseas get to vote? That's how they've always done it. They've done it for over 30 years. So what, you know, that's why I was very grateful that we had the option to do that, especially with what's going on, you know, right now. So I thought it was, you know, people definitely took advantage of that because of the fact, like, if I can't get tomorrow off, then I probably wouldn't be able to go vote. You know, so I'm glad that I was given the opportunity to do the mail-in ballot.
Okay. True. So how do y'all feel like the economy is finna go? Like after the election? Like let's say Trump, let's just start with Biden wins. All right. Biden wins. What y'all think what do you think that's gonna do for the economy? Like, do y'all really think the market's finna tank?
I just want another fucking stimulus check. I ain't even finna hold you, bro. Give me another 1,200. Fuck that. I got shit I need to pay off, man. Christmas coming.
Right.
Nah, go ahead.
Nah. Nah, I feel that though. Nah, but for real though, like how y'all what do y'all think about the economy or whatever?
I just feel like the economy gonna do what it do, man. I don't put all that emphasis on who's the president, who's this, who's that. I just think the economy does what it does, man. It goes up and down. Like we don't know when it's gonna be up, we don't know when it's gonna be down. But you know, I think everybody takes advantage of that economy when they can, man. Like so. But I'm not a super I don't know what they call it. I'm not an economist, put it like that. But you know, I just pay attention to my little check and what I can do with my little check, man. And that's about all I do, bro.
I feel that. Kenny and Bree?
Yeah, man. I think I mean, you mean by the economy? Are you talking about like the stock market, or are we going to actually go into like a recession or maybe a depression?
I'm talking about all of that, because if somebody didn't graduate to there, I was gonna go down the rabbit hole, like to take it a little bit further, like so yeah, as you're saying, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I had to hit this blunt real quick. So it's a crapshoot, Joe. If Trump wins, you know, a lot of people think the world is going to go into depression, the United States. A lot of people will, you know, but at the end of the day, if you look at our economy now, it's up. Where, you know, people don't want to admit the numbers. Numbers don't lie. You know, I'm not saying he's the best president ever. I'm not saying I'm voting for him. But the economy is up. The stock market is up. Housing is up. I mean, if you really look at the numbers, it's doing well. But if Biden wins, what do we really know about Biden? I mean, ask yourself that. I mean, what do we really know about him? That he was Barack Obama's vice president. Hell, he didn't even want to run for president, but they needed somebody that the minority people like to run against Trump to get him out of there. Then all of a sudden, boom, Kamala Harris is his VP. Like nobody didn't see that shit playing. Oh, we're gonna appeal to the minority groups of America. She's gonna be his vice P. Not only that, we get 2 points because she's a woman. But before she claimed she ran as something else, not as African American. She ran as the first Indian woman. People don't forget that election. She ran as the first Indian woman, but now she's the first Black African American woman. You see how they kind of like play the American people, and we're so big on race, but it's like the shit is right in front of us, but it's so simple. We refuse to see the obvious. I'm not gonna say we, because I see a lot of shit, but most people call me a conspiracy theorist. So, you know, it has its ups and downs, I guess.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with being a conspiracy theorist at all. Like, cause to every conspiracy, there's a little bit of truth. But yeah, to go off what you're saying, like, yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here in front like I'm happy, you know what I'm saying, that Biden's gonna be president, or I'm happy that Kamala was his running mate. I'm definitely wasn't happy about her being the running mate because I didn't like her from the jump, like from different things that she had done. Like, but do I want another 4 years of Trump? My work-wise, if I was to pick work-wise and I was supposed to pick, and I would pick from my pocket, I would say yes. But I can't do that. I can't do that. Like I feel like I would be doing the future a disservice. I'd be doing my people a disservice. Like if I look at my community and I look at like the different things that's happened under this administration, I can't vote like that. Like I can't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like am I gonna lose some opportunities? Potentially. Am I gonna lose some work? Potentially. But it's potentially, like I don't know. But I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, that this will get worse before it gets better, if there's nothing done to just hold it back for at least a second. Like we got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You made a valid point right there. And you said you can't see yourself doing it, like just voting for Trump, and I don't want to see another 4 years. But I can kind of tell you can't, even though the economy is doing well, you can't see yourself doing it because you feel a little peer pressure from the culture, or like you said, your neighborhood, what other people thinks. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna vote for Trump, but if you really ask yourself, you don't want to see another 4 years of him as president for the country because he's an asshole and he threw all these rants and shit, or the economy is doing well. He actually spoke a little of the truth when he said he did more for the Black community than any other president, other than Abraham Lincoln. That was a fact check. That was real. Biden did take 3.5 million from Russia, so that's real. I mean, it's a lot of factors. So do you thinking American people voting off emotions, or are we really looking down to what really is going to benefit us as a people?
Okay. So the Russia thing, like, okay, so look, Trump getting his own hotel built in Moscow or whatever, like he getting his back rubbed. He getting his back rubbed his own way. Like he getting his back rubbed a different way. Oh, snaps. What happened? Okay. So anyway, I don't know what happened to KJ. But yeah, like he getting his back rubbed a different way. You know, I'll say that much. He getting his back rubbed a different way. And to go back to your other point, like, no, I'm not voting off of peer pressure. I'm voting the way I'm voting because of what I feel in my heart. Like I'm a compassionate and empathetic person. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to see people struggle. I don't like to see people being hurt. And the economy and the stock market is not a good gauge of how everyday people are doing. Okay. A lot of everyday people are even worse off. You know what I'm saying? Just because the stock market is doing well and just because I'm doing personally well, that does not mean that other people are not suffering. And and this administration is not doing anything for them. You know what I'm saying? Like the different things that he allegedly, well, that he said he was gonna do, it was like impossible to do. And you know what I'm saying? Some of those people, like if you go back, if you go year by year, you know what I'm saying, the different cities and stuff that lost their jobs, that they were told like, oh, your factory job is gonna stay. Like, no, like the only way it's coming back, it's gonna have to come back as something different. Like right now, like I want to say in Detroit, like they reopened one of the factories and now it's building like electric cars. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. That's a good thing. But notice, like these fossil fuel vehicles, they're a thing of the past. They're gonna end up being a thing of the past. Like these electric vehicles are the next wave. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much you can do. Like technology is steady growing, and you can only hold off, the fossil fuel industry can only hold off that next wave for so long. Like even with like getting more greener energy in cities and stuff, like that's the next wave. That's the only place where there is now growth for things to grow. And we're hitting a place where a lot of the growth has already happened. The technology advances have already happened. Like hydrogen fuel cells, that's what's next. You know, like you can't continue down the same path expecting different, because no, it's only benefiting the person that's already been at the top. They don't want to see more people get to the top. And I think it would be great for the economy if there's more businesses, so there's competition and there's diversity, but people don't really want to see that, you know. And when I say people, I'm talking about like the rich people that are competing with each other and suppressing businesses and buying them out and all this other stuff. That's what I'm saying. Kenny, anything? No.
No, I have no rebuttal on that one. You threw me off guard. You went into the environment and all that. We got kind of off topic.
No. I was trying to. So I'm not saying the. So when I say that, I'm not getting off topic. I'm actually speaking of growth sectors, right? So the fossil fuel industry, the auto industry, like they run hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And they have a business model. You know what I'm saying? And it works for them. But there's really no more growth to be had there. Like they're not gonna get more. There's nothing more that they can have. They've reached the top. They've reached the plateau, and pretty much everything that like oil fields that are to be had, there's pretty much all of them are already like spoken for. There's not more advancements to be made. Like advancements, like to make money, like there's something in the electric cars. There's room there for growth. There's a potential market that is untapped. That's what I mean when I say that, with the electric cars and with the
okay. Yeah, no, I understand that. Well, no, that's all facts though. I mean, yeah, I mean, I definitely concur. I really have no rebuttal on that statement. I do agree. Shit, yeah. You know what? Because I'm like high and I'm watching this game. So what's the next topic?
Okay. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I think we hit pretty much. We hit pretty much everything that I was attempting to hit today. I think we hit pretty much everything. I guess if anybody wants to like give like a closing statement or whatever, or there's something else that you really want to debate, we can. But right now, I'm good.
I don't think this is a debate thing, but me personally, I think that something needs to change with the way we select these presidents. You know, I'm not for the electoral college, but I understand like why they do it, because you got some of these smaller states that nobody will ever campaign in because they'll just go to all the big states and get all the votes. So I think it's something that the world has to look at least the U.S. has to look at and say, how are we selecting our president? Because we still going off laws based on, we were what, 3/5 a man, something like that, you know. So, you know, and I mean, those laws are still on the book. So they have to look at some of these things and say, how are we actually selecting, you know, the leader of our world?
Facts. So I seen a proposal online, and it was kind of based off like this Hunger Games model. It was really weird, but it was kind of like an interesting premise. It was, instead of each state getting votes, it's you regionize the country, right? You regionize, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you'll have like New York and like all those areas as a region, right? And then you'll have like a South sector as a region, another South sector as a region, and then like the West, and then like you'd have the Midwest, and you kind of like regionize. Like, it wasn't exactly that cookie cutter, but I'm just trying to make it that way so people can kind of understand the way the map was looking. And basically they were saying like that's how the voting would go. So you cast a bunch of votes, and whoever won the region, that's who would get that point. And it was just a single point. It was just 1 point, wasn't a lot of math to it. Like, okay, boom, you got the most votes in this region. Cool, you won this region 1, right? And then so let's say Trump region like 2 and 3, which is the Southeast and Southwest, right? And then you have the Midwest that's up to debate because Biden won the Northeast or whatever, you know, like something like that. Like that was a different model that was proposed. But I still don't think that solved anything, but I thought that was interesting. I really feel like for Black people, as far as we're concerned, in any minority group, like you just need to get your own, like literally get your own party. Like I see other countries, they have like multiple parties and it works a lot better. It looks a lot better because each person is represented. So you have a representative that's in Congress that like really reflects you. Like, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with Democrats or Republicans. I really don't. Like, I don't see a future with Black people with either party. Like, none of them have done us justice. We've been at this for what, like 200, at least 200, at least 300 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've only had the right to vote like for like 100, and they ain't done nothing for us either way. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to get ourselves away from Democrats and Republicans and like get our own thing going. Is it Diddy's party? I don't know. But we have to get our own thing going. That's for sure. Because that's the only way we're going to bring these two polar opposite sides back towards the middle. Like, you have to create competition. Otherwise, the extremes is just going to continue to become more and more extreme. Any comments on that? Any thoughts on that? Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I just think that it's something that they need to look into, and I think by the time they do look into it, man, these United States of ours is gonna be in some real trouble once they start trying to make some real change, and I think that's why a lot of change hasn't been made because they already know what slope they climbing down as soon as you try to make some real change.
True. Ellie, Bree, Kenny, anything?
No, I just have a closing statement for me.
Okay.
Basically, you know, don't get too caught up in the media. Be an independent thinker. A lot of people choose their religion because that's how they was raised with their parents and family, and don't take the time to go out and research what they really want to believe in. Same thing with politics. You grew up as a Republican, Democrat, because your family was that way, but you never really got out there on your own and educated yourself and really really find out who you need to vote for. So yeah, I think everybody needs to be, a little more independent, be more of a leader than a follower, and not just, for yourself. Don't be lazy. So that's all I really have, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Ellie, Bree, Barney, y'all got anything else y'all want to say? Because I think this about it.
I'm good. Thanks for everything. And yeah, for the people who haven't voted yet, go vote.
That. Barney and Bree, anything else?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Thanks for hosting everything. Shit, I'm in the house, so I ain't got nothing to do but listen. So appreciate that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bree? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. Well, this is the end of this special episode of Homeroom with Smooth. Thanks for coming.